Good morning from Panhandle Outdoors, America's only daily outdoor TV show. Your source for fishing, hunting, and information for folks who enjoy the great outdoors. Now sit back, relax. It's Panhandle Outdoors.
Good morning, folks. Welcome to Panhandle Outdoors. I'm Winston Chester. Glad you're here this morning. Got a big show lined up as always. But first, we'd like to take a look at our weather, brought to us by Gulf Coast Electric. Drew Pollard, hard-working crew, taking care of everyday comfort needs. High today 54, low only down about 39 or 40, so not bad, not quite as bad tonight. Our water temperature brought to us by Alco electrical contractors out of Lynn Haven, exactly a 61.5, so you can round it up to 62, so it's been right around there. That temperature's coming off the end of the pier. Not a lot of movement in it, but it's been pretty cold at the end of the pier and the other parts of the area as far as the migrating fish. Some of them are sort of getting on out of here now. The river reading brought to us by Panama City Coca-Cola. We're looking at that price code of Brunstown is a 7.4, pretty steady, got a little steady drop to it. And the Choctaw Caribbean, it's just a steady period. It's reading a 5.4. That's right there at Caribbean. Like I said, it's not, you're looking at it, it's just real steady, no up or down movement at all. So the river should be getting in pretty good shape as far, if it warms up some, should be good. Our tide chart brought to us by Kent Forest Lawn. Good tide today. We're looking at a low tide at 4:20 this morning. It's coming on in at about 5:30 this afternoon. It's going to be hesitated a little bit by the wind direction at a west-northwest at about 5 to 10, but you know, the past couple of days it's been like 10 to 20, so it's sort of dying down a little bit. And this winter weather has been fascinating to watch. I know you watch it like I do sometimes, and I probably watch it too much. I've always been fascinated with meteorology, and I like to look at behind the scenes and what's going on, but it's interesting, some strong winter storms. All right, let's take a break. We'll be right back. Okay, welcome back. I'm getting warm in here now. The heater's coming on and feels comfortable. I love these hoodies. They're just so warm, and I wear almost one every day in the wintertime. But let's move on. We've got a lot to do. I'm behind in the names. Y'all see this stack right here. Gail gave this stack to me Tuesday, and she gave this stack to me Wednesday, and that stack this morning. And y'all see I'm behind, so y'all have to help me out. I got to move on. I'm going to do about 2 minutes worth. All right, first one, Carol Miller, Lynn Haven. Carol's so good about sending us some really good information and pictures, along with Joel Miller. Let's get this over here. Joel Miller from Lynn Haven, and Ron. Oh, okay, the Miller family. All right, from Douglasville, Georgia, Jessica McMillan, and Misty Copeland from Satsuma, Florida. April Thompson, Bayou George. Okay, Aaron McMillan, Bayou George. Heather Thompson, Bayou George. Sharon Thompson, Bayou George. The Thompson family, and Jimmy Thompson. And then Cynthia Russell, Lynn Haven. Okay, and also Rusty, he's been with Crime Stoppers, Russell family. Ivy McCutcheon from Springfield. Ivy's been around a long time watching our show. Alan McCutcheon, Springfield. Jimmy from Pensacola. Jimmy, I'm not sure I don't have double. Jimmy Scharouse from Pensacola. And also from Clarksville, John Anglin. From Freeport, Tori Borges and Frank Borges. Good viewers there. Teresa Brown, Santa Rosa Beach. Dennis Borges, Santa Rosa Beach. And Donna Borges and Dave, all from, I think I said Santa Rosa. Okay, that's right. And then Wilhelmina Swearingen from Pretty Bayou. One of our loyal viewers been with us. And Edsel Swearingen. They've watching since day one. I remember talking to them. Mary Cruz, Westfield. Versi Cruz, Westfield. Same here with these folks. I love seeing these repeat names. All right, just a couple more. We're going to be behind. Gail's going to get on to me. Y'all got to help me out. Somebody got to come here and help me do this so we can move along a little faster. Versi Cruz, Westfield, and Nancy Barker, Westfield. William Barker, Westfield, and Debbie Harris from Panama City Beach, and Nat Harris, Panama City Beach. Okay, that's enough for now. We'll try to pick up some more later. We still got a bunch more left. We got to move on because I want to show you some pictures, and also we got a little video. One of the viewers sent a little short video that you're going to enjoy too. So It's some really good stuff, but I always get fascinated by all the things y'all send to me. Now here's one right here, David Rich, Weewall. Okay, Weewall IGA. David, okay, he sent this picture here. They're talking about, okay, I'm gonna show you the picture, but everything lives together while everything is always after each other, predators and prey. It doesn't matter if it flies, crawls, walks, or swims, everything is after, everything is what I say to sum it up. And here's what I'm talking about. This was game. And you see the coyote there, see a big buck, and then another buck in the background. And this is right before New Year's. And they're just all sitting there, and the game camera pick it up. But anyway, David got him one this morning, that next morning. Nice buck there, David Rich. I'll give him a holler when he run the IGA and Weewall. This is funny. This Steve Taylor, he's been on the show before. He's a pastor at Emerald Coast Fellowship. He loves to bass fish. I remember I called him the fishing preacher man or the preaching fisherman. I've done it both ways according to what position he's in. So anyway, they went traveling on New Year's Eve, and he got home unpacked. He had just enough daylight to catch. He got home and went fishing. He caught first and second fish of 2025. So there it is. He's been traveling. He went up there. Look where he went. He and his family went to West Virginia and went snow skiing. And he said it got down to 19 degrees and 3 degrees of wind chill. He said a little much for the Florida boy. So Steve Taylor and his family. I got tickled though. We got back and went fishing. We've been talking about catching drum around these bridges. And this is West Bay Bridge. We talked about West Bay yesterday's show. It's just been, over the years, been just a steady place to go. You're not going to catch them, a lot of them all the time, but you're going to catch all the time. You're going to be able to catch some of them. So that's a nice drum for Wesley Purvis. I was on Panama City fishing page. Nice drum. Brian Revere. This happens a lot. Brian, he was a principal at Vernon. Now he's assistant principal at Dothan High School, but he still has a place down this way. And he's got his feeder. I love the location there. And Brian's a good outdoorsman, but what's happening to the corn? Look at the ducks coming in. Now see, he couldn't shoot those ducks because he'd be duck hunting over a baited area, but he's going to shoot deer there. But that's interesting how wildlife can find the food and they're going to go to it. That's really good. And good luck, Brian, on that stand. And then someone replied, Dana Sewell Cole, she said, I know the feeling. These guys are at my stand every day. Check this out. Okay, let me blow it up if I can. Look at these geese at her stand. And they're eating that corn. Isn't that something? All right. We'll take a quick break. We'll be right back. Okay, here we go. Bubba Phillips shot his big buck the other day, and he also shot some videos. He sent me 2 videos. I'm going to show one, and he shot the buck, so the next day he was like me up in Alabama. He just took his camera along with him, and he just wanted to show. He was snort whizzing trying to get it to come in, and here we go. And I probably can't pick up the sound. Let me see. Okay, this one, gonna blow it up. Can't do it. It was working great a while ago. But there's a buck back there. All right. Way back. Let me see if we can find it. That's some beautiful woods. You can tell right away when people take care of their property, and you can see the charred pine trees. There's a buck way back there. Now, he's not hunting them, he's just practicing his call. And you look at it, he turns his head. He'll turn his head a little bit. This is really fascinating. Like I said, he got the buck the day before, so he just wanted to play around with this one and just talk about being with nature. All right, there's over to the right. Can y'all see him over there? This is his lucky day. He's a majestic creature walking through there. But you can't pick up the sound off my phone it's called a snort whiz, and you can hear Bubba every now and then just like blow, like a deer blowing. And that's what they'll do. They'll blow so it sounds like a snort. And see him looking at him? So he's coming toward the stand. He hears that sound. He's coming toward the stand, but he's not really sure. So he's going to zig. This deer will do this. They'll sort of zigzag back and forth, and Bubba's changing positions in the stand and trying to pick them up over there. That's a great picture. And then it starts. He's still very cautious. Now, he started out, Bubba said, about 600 or 700 yards away from him. What a long way when we first heard him. But that's a beautiful area to hunt up there in Alabama, around Hurtsboro, Alabama. A good area up there. Coach George Cochran I worked with at Mosley was born in Hurtsboro, Alabama, went to Auburn, made starting basketball player at Auburn back in the day. Isn't that a beautiful picture? Okay, so we're going to wrap it up. It gets closer and closer, but like I said, another segment. This is the patience and all that you have to have when you get to when you go hunting and everything like that. Because look at him. See him looking at him now. He's really curious now. Okay, he's still. I don't know if I'm going to take it off that. What I want to do now, I'm going to switch back to my iPad. That's off my phone. Technology and all is something else. But thank you, Bubba, for sharing that with me. I've got a couple more pictures. One, this is funny when I read this last night. I'll share this with you. Okay, Shark Week is actually the safest time to go to the beach because all the sharks are busy being on TV. And I miss Shark Week. Of course, it's too cold now, but I've always enjoyed it. And this is a great story here. This has come up here, Jackson County, Ashton Mack. I've spent countless hours in the woods. I've had moments where I've been humble, frustrated, discouraged, and joyful. Spoken like a true outdoors person. I have learned to be patient and wait my turn. I've passed up some good ones and I've killed my share of decent deer. This afternoon, it came full circle. It was my turn to live out some prayers. I've prayed. Such a surreal moment to kill a deer like this so close to home. And here's a picture of it right here. Good job, Ashton. I know that was a thrill, a big old pretty smile, and a great picture there. And I don't know who this is with her, but that's I know he helped a lot. So anyway, I have that. So now I want to show you them pictures. If I have to go by this area right here, we're talking about taking care of our environment and all that, and we have these holding ponds that you see around the highway construction. All this goes way back to the stormwater runoff is a big culprit in places like the Bay System. I was at the downtown marina yesterday. I took a couple of pictures because when they rebuilt it and they've done some good things to it to sort of help out. The biggest culprit when you have just solid concrete or asphalt and that water just rushes off and rushes into the water system. And so I was down there yesterday. I took some pictures. So here we are. Now you can't really see what I want to talk about. But first of all, I want to talk about there was nobody down there. There was not much going on. And the second thing, the fuel dock is closed until spring, which I'm not surprised. But look while you have this picture zoomed in. See that gravel is not, the surface is pervious. In other words, it's going to soak up a good bit. I mean, it's solid, but here it is where it's actually draining toward the center. Can you see the center part there? So when it rains hard, it's going to come toward the center instead of going out into the water. This is good engineering. It's good environmental engineering. Here's another picture of it. Look, but how many people you see there? This is at the end of the T. I'm facing west toward the beach. So that is a great area right there. Here's you can see right there. Of course, this is solid, but it's still going to soak up a lot better than concrete will. And then this is looking north. And you can see to the left, everything instead of draining off to the right, it's draining to the left away from the water. So this is good engineering. I want to show you one more thing here. Let me see if I can find it. See right here in the center, there's a group of folks right behind. This is, of course, right there behind that pole in a grassy area. We want to put a lighthouse there. And there's a group of folks really trying to they started fundraising and all. You got to get permission from the developers and all to put their own lighthouse. And we'll have the names of the old captains and all that sailed years ago, the old fishermen that used, were able to use that area. So with the Andersons and all that. So it's all kind of hurdles you have to jump through the government. And I know Mike Miller and is sort of behind it, and several other really good outdoors people are behind it. So that, but anyway, getting back to that solid pavement compared to pervious, what that is right there, that's really good engineering, and I appreciate them doing that. You're going to see that more and more, but ironically, it had been a lot of damage in the bay systems in our country, especially here in Florida, with the runoffs and all. But anyway, it's getting better. Now, that's why we have holding ponds, too, for the freshwater. All right, take a break. We'll be right back. Okay, welcome back. Let's take a quick look at our fishing game times. Brought to us by Blue Water Outriggers in Port St. Joe. How about 6:45 to 8:45 this morning, cold, and 7:13, 9:13 tonight, cold. The thing about night fishing, and yesterday we talked about some flounder gigging and different, in West Bay and all throughout the Florida Panhandle and all through in Florida. Flounder gigging has been just something for generation after generation. Ironically, I ran across this old picture, and I really looked for a picture like this for a long time, and I have different areas I can look for different things, and I personally have been in person to the Florida archives, and I'm going through all kind of things now, as all of it digitized, but back when I was going, you had to sort of find the picture under a file. But anyway, the Florida archive special. I ran across this picture, and it's just going to lead into what I want to show you. This picture here, this is over in St. Augustine. But this speaks volumes, okay? Gigging for flounder is a little creek out there, but that's the St. Augustine, first of all, the St. Augustine Lighthouse. You know how important that was, and what goes back hundreds of years. But then I started looking at it, 1950, before my time, and you see what's going on. This is probably a husband and wife, and you see what, first of all, she has a gig, and what does he do? He has this is a lighter knot or torch that he had. This was a light they used back then. He has a wire frame. Okay, see that wire frame sort of? And got the lighter knot or torch down there. And that was a light back then. I thought this was classic, what would happen back in those days. We did the same thing here in this part of the state. So what I want to show you, it even goes back to Native Americans, what they would do would have a little torch and light a knot. And then when the early settlers, they did it two ways. They had like a wire, and they told me this from their daddies, and they would have like a little wire pot, and they would put lighter in it in the front of the boat, out of the boat, and have it rigged up sort of like that, and light the knot. And then this is a lighter knot. This is one of my lighter knots right here, and they would light the end of it, and one of them would actually hold it, or either they'd put it in a basket in front of the boat, and that was the light. So that was the early system that they used. And okay, so it went from that, then when the kerosene lantern, some of them started using a kerosene lantern, but the next step up was the old Coleman first camping lantern with the little bulbs on it like that. That was a big popular one. Now, I can remember doing some of that. But basically, my memories, the next step up was a bulb, a big old 1,000 lumen bulb. And I know I can see all you guys that have done it back in the day laughing about it. One big old bulb had 1,000 lumens, and we'd get them down here at Fisher Stinson on Airport Road. Fisher Stinson Hardware, on people had them in the whole area, and put stuff around them and put them on the front of the boat with a clamp and just rig it all up. And then what came along, and Joe Eddy is really good at this. Let me see. I'll hold this up. This is my LED lights, and Joe rigged this up for me. He can rig up any kind of thing, folks. This is a clamp on the front of the boat, on the pole or whatever, all kind of ways. And these lights, it's amazing. Look at some of the pictures. Have you seen when I showed pictures from Joe Eddy and that group, how that light is amazing. He's rigged up Walter's boat, and he'll rig up your boat. But anyway, that's the progression of the lighting and flounder gigging for, I guess, the last 100 years. I just want to share that with you personally and show you this. But the lighter knots were used around here. And while I was out, while I was out there in the woodpile, when I'm talking about splinters and kindling, this is You can't buy this at a store. And I cut these up myself, and these I just want to bring them to show you. But you can smell the fat lighter in them. And this is the pine tree. After it lays down a while, then everything rots off, but hardcore stays in the middle. And that's a lighter that old timers, including my dad and granddad and the family, this is what they used. And they lived back in the woods. And one of my favorite stories of my dad, we were talking about when he was little, as a little boy, and the family of 5, and his job on cold nights like we're having now, living back in the woods in West Gaston with no electricity, that his job was to keep the fireplace going at night. In other words, it would die out. They'd go to bed while it was all fired up. They'd all go to bed, then it would die out. My dad would have to get up about 3 o'clock and fire it back up, so when they got up at daybreak, it would be warm in the house. And that always has humbled me to think about our families doing those kind of things, and I know a lot of y'all say the same thing, and how far we've come with those kind of things. But that's why I'm always talking about our heritage and our history here, especially in the Florida Panhandle. So many families did that all throughout the country. The fireplace was on the heat, but I wanted to show that to you. So I've got all kinds of other things to talk about. I need to add some more names. I don't know how much time I got, but yeah, we got 30 seconds. Charlene Sowell from West Bay, how about that? And Sammy on the show yesterday, how about that? Karen Edwards, Lynn Haven, and Mike Edwards, Lynn Haven, lure making Mike, Edith Davis, Howard Creek, Frank Davis, Howard Creek, and let's see, also Howard Creek, Brad Davis. We had some good viewers down at Howard Creek. Okay, I got that one stack done. I got 2 more stacks. So tomorrow, we're going to have to spend some time doing it. Run out of time today. Thank you all for watching, and we appreciate the viewership. Y'all do something good for someone else today. Enjoy the outdoors, take care of it, and God bless.
Thanks for watching America's only daily outdoor TV show, Panhandle Outdoors with Winston Chester, featuring hunting, fishing, and other activities and information to help you enjoy the great outdoors. Join us next time for Panhandle Outdoors.